that is one of the largest cottons I have ever seen. Holy...
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I'm back with some more venomous snake TikToks to react to, so I hope you're going to let me know what you think in the comments. Let's dive in.
Dude, that is one of the largest cottons I have ever seen. Holy crap! Look at that thing! He is not happy either. That is the biggest cotton I've ever seen.
What? Oh. Oh no, don't come this way.
Holy God, dude, this is the scariest cottonmouth I've ever dealt with.
You could tell that snake had some weight behind it by the way it moved, and you could definitely understand why people would believe a cottonmouth had chased them when it's actually trying to get to cover. Me, I wouldn't count that as an attack or chasing or anything like that, but I can totally understand why people see it that way. So this is a guy who handles venomous snakes and other venomous creatures, including scorpions, in the wild in Brazil in just a ridiculous way. One of my subscribers sent me an email with a link to this guy's videos. That was Lucas. Thank you, Lucas. And honestly, just seeing that, the stuff this guy does is absolutely insane. He doesn't have a lot of subscribers, and I don't really see how he's making much money off of this, but he's taking huge risks. That was a cascabel. I mean, if that bit him in the face, it would be a really serious deal, even if you got anti-venom. As we're going to see now, he carries on doing weird stuff like this. Here he's got a jararaca in his hand. Really unusual thing to be doing. I mean, if that is for the likes, it's just not worth it. A jararaca, that's a Bothrops genus snake, so the venom, it's really not that far off from a fer-de-lance. No. If you ever need to handle a snake that small that is venomous, you just use like the little feeding tongs. You pick it up like you would a worm or something, put it in something. There's too short of a distance between its movements, its striking range and directions and your fingers. It's just not possible to handle a small one in that way. And I don't know why I keep seeing these videos with Russell's vipers.
Now in 2005, there was a study that showed that there was about 46,000 snakebite deaths in India. And out of those 46,000, about 25% were from this guy, the Russell's viper. Now these guys are very quick striking, and their venom is just, it's no joke.
I think the Russell's viper is a snake that I would least want to deal with, aside from maybe stiletto snakes. I've seen a lot of videos like this where Russell's vipers are extremely accurate strikers, and they seem very calculated. They seem like they know what they're doing. So they're really simply a snake not to mess with unless you've got equipment. There you saw Chris Sweet holding a monocled cobra. I think it was a monocled at least. And I read a little bit about this post, and the point that he was making was that cobras aren't these grouchy, horrible animals that we make them out to be. Personally, I wouldn't free handle a cobra like that. I'm not condoning it. It's not my kind of thing, but he might not like, you know, some of the stuff I do and how I keep animals and all the rest. But it is a point he's making there that cobras, often when you see them on YouTube and sometimes on TV too, you'll often see someone get out a cobra, they put it on a surface, a platform, and then they've got their arms and their hands like this around it all the time. All the time, they're giving it targets and they're agitating it, making it think it's under threat in some kind of way. And this is something that people train to do, by the way. This isn't just me making it up. And they also, when the cobra does start to be calm and put its hood down and crawl away, you'll often see them tap it on the back, or tap it on the neck, or tap it somewhere, or tap something by them. And that's to make it hood up and look aggressive, look a bit scary again. So, no, I wouldn't handle this snake this way. But yes, his point is valid that a lot of the stuff we see on YouTube is dramatized, and it's kind of unfair to the snakes, and it makes them look more defensive than they really are.
Imagine meeting someone that could literally talk to snakes. Let me explain. This is Mikkel. He spent his life in the outdoors and has a deep love for nature. But that's not the most interesting part. because not only does Mikkel like to spend his time climbing 60-meter trees, surviving off the jungle, and taking strangers into the forest to teach them how to survive, but he also handles some of the deadliest snakes in the world, sometimes getting so close that one wrong move could end his entire life.
Well, Mikkel loves the wildlife. I don't know what it was, but there was definitely something weird about that video. I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe there's too many weird elements for me to fully take in. That was a clip from an account called Snakes Attacking People, and again, this is something that's going to be construed as a cobra attacking the camera, but I saw a cobra minding its own business and they're literally sticking a camera in its face and annoying it until it strikes, and then it goes on an account called Snakes Attacking People. It's really no wonder that snakes get a bad rap, is it? People keep on making an effort to make them look bad. By the way, if you are enjoying this video, please do like and subscribe. It really helps me out with the algorithm, and even consider joining if you really enjoy the channel. That would be amazing. Thank you.
Hopefully it's not angry.
That's already easing. A female.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a little bit angry. Come.
That was Stellenbosch Snake Removals. I hope I've pronounced that right. I probably haven't, to be honest. They're an account I've been watching a lot lately. They're really good. That guy is really chilled out. That was like perfect capture. He just puts it in a box. No fuss, no drama, no, twirling it around, showing off. Because when you handle it with tools at a distance, it's harmless, basically. And I think it was pretty cool that he can see if it's a male or female that quickly. Snakes in the Bitis genus, generally the females have a short little stumpy tiny tail and the males have a longer tail, and that's a pretty easy way to tell them apart. But puff adders do male-to-male combat. They do cool wrestling matches to see who gets the female and to drive other males off, which I think is another fun thing to think about, because usually we think of like large mammals, birds, cockerels, buffalo and stuff like that doing male-to-male combat, and most animals don't kill each other when they do this, and the same is true for puff adders. But it's just cool that they show this kind of complex behavior, if you like.
It's a rattlesnake.
Hold up! Hey! Hold up!
Oh, it's all good.
It's a rattlesnake.
Let's go over it.
Alright.
There you saw a guy jog straight past a rattlesnake, and the guy's on his jog. He can see the rattlesnake is going one way. It's crawling along, it's not aggressive, so he just jogs past it. No drama. There was a video shared by Wrangler Bruce, who's got a good knowledge of this kind of thing, and I think it's a pretty good example of how a rattlesnake will act if you don't run towards it. If you're running behind it, it's not going to come back and chase you. Now we've got another cool video sent in by one of my subscribers, which is really nice for me to have people asking me to comment on their stuff. This is from Austin Wadlow. Thank you, Austin. And it shows a big northern Pacific rattlesnake crossing a trail in a similar kind of behavior. And this is another good example of what they do when you don't bother them. Obviously, this person sent me the video because they have been trying to get more comfortable with snakes, get more comfortable encountering venomous snakes. They're educating themselves and they're making an effort to meet the snakes halfway. And I think it's kind of cool to see just a snake mooching along, doing what it wants and not being bothered by anyone.
No.
That was a strange one as well. That was a Montpellier snake, so they're like rear-fanged, mildly venomous. They could probably make, a good part of your arm go numb if they bite you, and this guy's just letting it munch on him for a few seconds, talking to it like it's a kitten or something, and then carries on wrangling it. I have no more context for that video. I've got no idea what was going on. All I can say though is, don't let any snake chew on you, even if it's mildly venomous in brackets.
I would hold off. These guys do have a large venom.
Yeah, I know.
Now you may see.
There you saw Kentucky Reptile Zoo milking an eastern diamondback rattlesnake. I love the sound of the fangs on the glass. It's almost like nails on a chalkboard. Maybe I don't love it actually, but I love the way you can tell that the fangs are very, very strong, very dense bone material, because they make that nice scrunching sound on the glass. You can imagine as well, like you can see the size of them, you can imagine that is always going to be a deep bite, there's always going to be a lot of venom injected, and that's just going to be a serious bite, even if you've got anti-venom in your pocket.
I just wanted to touch base on snake bite treatment with our natives compared to the exotics, like your vipers and your pit vipers, because yesterday's video I had that rattlesnake up, and you know, with our first aid for this one is a pressure bandage and straight to hospital. The rattlesnakes, oh, good yield. Man, he bit that hard. He's not a massive snake, but that is a cracking yield. Yeah, so like with this species, or any of the elapids, it's a pressure bandage and straight to hospital. With the vipers and your pit vipers, there's no bandage required. It's basically pain treatment. So what they try and do in the field, or if we had a rattlesnake bite here, we'd put ice, that's it, straight onto the bite side because it's really painful, and then straight out of the hospital. But the amount of antivenom required to reverse the symptoms are a lot more. If I got bitten by the snake, I'd probably get 1 to 2 vials. If I got bitten by that juvenile rattlesnake yesterday, I'd be looking at upwards of 30 vials of antivenom to save my life, and a lot of necrosis too. Like if that rattlesnake had bitten me on the finger, I probably would have lost that finger, maybe even part of my hand, skin grafts right up here. Seriously dangerous stuff, completely different toxins to what we're used to. And the Aussie stuff, it's really easy to treat. It sounds weird, I'd rather take a bite off a taipan, like an inland taipan, the world's most venomous snake, than off a rattlesnake, because the treatment is so much easier.
Totally correct. You've got more chance of being disfigured by a viperid and more chance of dying from an elapid. Even with antivenom, you'd still have a reasonably high chance of being disfigured by a viperid. And the reason I try and get Bill Collett into as many of these videos as I can is because he quite simply talks sense. Seems like every time I see him talking, he says something valuable. So I kind of try and encourage everyone else to watch him and check out his stuff as much as possible.
So, how come it's not biting you if you're holding it by the tail?
So I'll explain in a second. That's what the hook's actually here for. It's giving me a bit of prevention from that. Beautiful brown though. Very beautiful brown. Alright, we'll chuck him in the bag.
That was a video sent to me by Jacob Glanville, who watches the channel. Again, thank you Jacob, that's really cool to have people participating. And that poor little brown snake has a really crazy backstory basically. It was captured by some people who found it under their caravan. They made a makeshift snake hook to flick it into something and ended up flicking it above their own heads, and eventually realised they were in hot water and asked him to come and get it. So there he did. He did it quite safely. You could see it was a little bit twitchy, but not the aggressive monster it's made out to be, even after it's been flung over someone's head. I've saved this last video till last because it's a lot to take in, and frankly watching it just frustrated me. I'll explain why as we go along.
So right up here, we've got a nice little boom slang, enjoying some sun. There we go.
You take a video and show my pose. What the let me alcohol, man.
Oh, it's not happy. It's biting the tongues. I have to put it away. I'm not gonna wait for someone to come just because it's very angry. So, yeah.
Again, it was a subscriber that sent me a link to this video. Deb Dalton, thank you very much. And this is a guy named Kevin Hewlett. He's a South African snake catcher. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to handle the snakes. And he's trying to deal with a boom slang that does not want to cooperate at all. It's really in one of those moods. You'll get snakes like this. That's just, you know, they're hyped up for whatever reason. But just watch what keeps happening and see if you pick up on what annoyed me during the video.
Oh. Well, that's never happened before. My word.
My mems want to see it, man.
Yeah, I understand. I don't want to keep it out for too long because it's trying to bite me. So.
Man, come quick, man. Yeah, look how big it is. This. Damn, man.
Really?
You.
Wow, it does not want to go into this tube. Come on. Stop being stupid.
Sure, it's a long one. Is it a boomslang?
It is a juvenile boomslang, yeah. Okay.
Are they venomous?
Oh, deadly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to get it.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, it came. Nope. Normally they just see a nice tunnel and want to go hard, but not this one.
So we've got to give him credit for being nice there, because he's dealing with a boomslang that doesn't want to go in the tube. That's just how snakes are sometimes. They don't feel like it, or whatever reason. He's doing his best to contain it safely for himself. That's the snake with the most potent, horrendous venom in Africa, pretty much in many ways. It will make you bleed out of every orifice and that kind of thing. And then there's just people interrupting him every 5 seconds. Like, he's literally... everything that breaks his concentration or harms his concentration is going to make it more dangerous for him. So if you see someone handling a snake, don't interrupt them every 5 seconds. That's what frustrated me. I'm sure none of the people meant any harm, but it kind of gives us a little bit of perspective about why it's dangerous doing a job like that. You're going into a human environment as well as a snake environment in one, and yeah, he's just getting distracted left, right and centre while he tries to deal with this snake. So I felt a bit sorry for him there. I mean, he's doing a great job, but I mean, that's just, yeah, a bit stressful really. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you have lots to say in the comments, and you'll hopefully consider subscribing as well. Thank you very much.